ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि। भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। My namaskars to you all who are attending this class through this YouTube channel. So we are continuing this class since some time due to this unprecedented situation. And now in Mumbai especially, and in Maharashtra, and also in all other parts of India, we are seeing such a wave of rise in cases, and which has resulted into unmatchable demand on the resources, health resources like hospitals, beds, oxygen, then essential medicines, and there are terrible sins. So my request to you all, and my also it goes with along with my prayer for the good of all, for the well-being of all. So take care, do not become lax, use mask, because again and again I am seeing this. So somebody you know, or he is your intimate friend, it does not mean that even if he or she is healthy, might not be a carrier. It does not mean that. So people are mixing with several other peoples, who are in turn mixing with several other different peoples. So now what it appears like different scientific studies, they have come to the conclusion that the virus, which was earlier so to say spread through only droplets, nasal or oral, etc., now it has sort of become airborne. So mask is the only thing which can save us. Second thing is vaccination, that people whoever are eligible, if they do not have any ongoing physical ailment, a serious ailment of which doctors have advised to postpone vaccination, only such people. Apart from them, all people whoever are eligible should take vaccine. There are several, it's a huge bulk of percentage of people which is being seen, though after vaccination they have contracted COVID, like doctors. They have to have face COVID patient, they cannot turn their back on due to the apparent and immediate threat. So in spite of lot of precaution, they contract the virus. But this has been seen repeatedly that these people, they do not require hospitalization, or even whosoever requires such hospitalization, it does not become critical. So definitely vaccine, it is not 100% safe. There might be cases, there are cases which are reported and we get panic, but the cases, if we see their percentage across how many doses they are the doses administered, and we see such kind of cases, so they are very few, very few. That is well within the limits of any licensed drug or product, health product. So vaccination is important, essential. So do not become lax, and even after vaccination, it is not that you will not contract COVID. This virus, it seems to stay along with us. It looks like that. It is not going to disappear as it has come and it will go away. We will have to adjust to it. The virus itself is trying to adjust with all of us. So this process, that's why virus is mutating. And the variant which is in Maharashtra seems to be double mutated and extremely infectious. So let's pray that you keep all healthy and safe, and do not come to this point that you might have to doubt that you might have contracted the virus. Then you will see what the struggle is like. Right from testing kits, where to get tested and to get its result, panic will start from that moment. Means, among other things, even the want of RT-PCR test kits, even that was found. At some places, those centers were closed down because huge number of people are being tested. So reports get late. Most of the labs now, they are doing home testing, home sample collections. So you will know that, and especially in this situation, if any person of the family, if he or she gets contracted, so immediately onus and that responsibility come on the other people to cater for him. That person may or may not be able to go and do it for himself or herself. And even other people, they comes in the that realm of doubt. They have to get tested whether they are positive or negative. Now this virus again, doctors which has been found that this double mutant virus in Maharashtra, it looks like it is able to circumvent the RT-PCR test. Means RT-PCR test will say you are negative and still you might be the carrier of the virus. It might affect you as well as whoever are coming in contact with you. So on one side you get the negative certificate, second is on the other side you are extremely confident and fully boosted, you are going everywhere perhaps, and at the same time you are the carrier of the virus. So treat the situation with due seriousness, take care, and whatever other means are at our disposal, please use them, like mask, like hot water, or like cleanliness or hygiene, and using sanitizer, etc. And some concoction at home, kadha, Many people are taking. I have tasted. It is wonderful. Kuntal Maharaj prepares it here in the ashrama. So whatever. So keep your immune system strong. Keep faith in God. And do not panic. Do not rush. Do not become lackadaisical. So in such a grim situation, as long as something does not hurt us or hit us, till then we are very casual. But once it approaches near you, and then you will see it. So I pray, let that moment not come in your life. So stay safe, stay healthy, take care of each other, believe in yourself, believe in God, and engage your time fruitfully in a healthy way. So, seeing the such grim situation that everyone now means all social medias are as if flooded with simply request of either oxygen or bed or remdesivir or something or blood plasma. So keep healthy, keep safe. So we are here in this 5th chapter, and we are seeing those verses where Bhagwan is narrating the characteristics and behavior, or if we can use the word personality of that person. So where does that the yoga which he has perfected, because this chapter started with the contradiction by the question of Arjuna contradiction between yoga and sannyasa. That means karma yoga and sannyasa. So, and Bhagwan is explaining that sannyasa is difficult unless you have become adept, a master in this art of living called karma yoga. And what is the one person? What is that person? Is like who has mastered this art of karma yoga. Now we have been seeing this from verses number 7, 8, 9 and 10th verses, 11th, 12 until 12th verses we have discussed. So 10th verses, verse number 10, Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah lipyate na sa papena padmapatra vivambhasa. Padmapatram iva ambhasa. Ambhasa is water, ambha is water. Amba is water, and sa is like ambhasa in water. Amba is water, ambhasa in water. What? Padmapatra. Padma is lotus leaf. So though it stays on water, even if it is somebody purposefully try to drench it inside the water, so water simply glides off its surface. So water is not soaked, absorbed by that leaf. So this analogy, this example is given to show to show this unattachment, sangam tyaktva, that giving up attachment, and all karmani he is doing. Brahmani adhaya karmani karoti yah. So he is doing action. This is important. Karmani karoti. How? Sangam tyaktva. And this first epithet, first adjective, that is also very important. Brahmani adhaya. He is not only, he is unattached, that is, he is not uninterested. So, I heard this from our one of our Acharya Maharajis. He was telling this about Swami Tapasyanandaji. He used to very, in a witty way, he used to put this idea that Karma Yoga is not uninterested work. It is disinterested work. So, he is not interested in it, that is not Karma Yoga. He or she is not interested. I am not interested. Still you are doing it some grumbling way and out of some compulsion. That is not Karma Yoga. I have no interest, but still I have to do it. I hate it, but I still have to do it. That is not Karma Yoga. And why does I see so? Why does I say so? Because here, this first adjective, it explains it. Similarly, it reminds us of word of Sri Ramakrishna. He said to Master Mahashaya, in the very, I think in the first chapter, no, I am not sure whether it comes in first chapter, but in the initial days, it seems. So, Vairagya. So, their topic moved to Vairagya, and Sri Ramakrishna defines it. And he says, Vishaye Virag. Vishaye Virag. And he puts something another. Vishaye Virag and Ishware Anurag. These two things together will make Vairagya. Only Vishaye Virag, your uninterestedness will not make it Vairagya. You hate it, you do not like it, you do not enjoy it, it does not make it Vairagya. When it is duly coupled, duly supported by your Anuraga in Ishvara, Ishware Anuraga, then only it can be called as Vairagya. Vairagya is the Mukti Sadhan, Sadhan Chatushtay. So, here Bhagwan has said this thing, Brahmani Adhaya, Sangam Tyaktva Karotiya. Brahmani Adhaya, this is the first epithet. So, he is doing all action, Karmani Karotiya Sangam Tyaktva, but all his Karmani, which he is doing, they are Brahmani Adhaya. Brahmani, it is in Saptami. So something inside water. Or like if I say Jaleshu Padmam. So Padmam is lotus flower, and that is Jaleshu in water, when I have to say that. So this Saptami Vibhakti is used, this seventh case is used. So Adhare Saptami means Ghateshu Jalam. That Ghata is the Adhara of the Jalam. Within that Ghata there is water. So Saptami Vibhakti is used. So Brahmani is Adhaya. So that Brahman, that consciousness, that truth, now his all actions, now this word is, these kinds of words are used, making them Adhaya, making them a substratum, a platform for all those actions, what he is doing by giving up attachment. Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah. Yah means whosoever, such purush. Here in this case, this yogi, the yoga yukta purush, about whom this discussion is going on. Brahmani adhaya. So making Brahman as substratum, what does it mean? How does it appears? So is this so these words are used, meaning that he is doing all those actions by having part of his mind associated with that consciousness or with that attitude. The attitude which was expressed in the 4th chapter as Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, etc. Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah. So, for the realized person, this is the experience. This he lives. He do not attempt to try to. He is not trying to. But for ordinary people, as far as possible, this, when it is said in the term of Brahman, that consciousness, or it seems the language is of Jnana Yoga. It also can be said in the same context, in the same way, in the terms of Bhakti Yoga. That Ishvara, like that example story Sri Ramakrishna has told in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, in the Gospel, in the Vachanamrut, about that person who was devoted to Rama and he was taken by some thieves, taken for a robbery. It went bust, he was caught, he was presented in the court, and then he narrates his story. By the will of Rama, I was sitting, I was taken away. By the will of Rama, I went for this robbery. By the will of Rama, it went bust, etc., etc. So by the will of Rama, the judge came to believe him that very honest and a religious person, a sadhu person. So he relieved him. So similarly, now this is real sadhana, this is karma yoga. Karma yoga is not only action, unless it is attached. This Brahmani adhaya only can make it karma yoga. Connecting it to God only can make it to karma yoga. So in the next verse as we see that kayena manasa buddhya kevalai indriyai rafi. So kaya, body is there, mind is there, intellect is there, indriya is there, but ego is not there. Connected to God, surrender to God, submerge in God or in that consciousness. Anyway, put it. You put it in the terms of Bhakti Yoga or in the terms of Jnana Yoga. So, this is Karma Yoga, the idea of Karma Yoga. And this Sangam Tyaktva, giving up attachment, and here in the 11th verse it said Sangam Tyaktva, and another one adjective is put, Atma Shuddha. We discussed that it is not in the sense of the ordinary people, like for us who are attempting to purify our mind. This is possible when that person, the Yoga Yukta, who has attained it, he is consolidating his realization which he got. Here in our sense we can say that what conviction we have got, we are trying to turn it into a realization, a state of experience, a natural state of experience. Yesterday only we were reading this reminiscences of our Swamijis, elderly Swamijis. 2 books in Bengali, they are brought out by Swami Chetanananda ji, Prachin Sadhuder Katha. So in that one Swamiji is reminiscing about what he heard from Sardananda ji, that Sri Ramakrishna told to Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda, that why are you thinking that you will have this God consciousness or God realization through samadhi and yoga only? Why means 10 other things of which you have knowledge and means consciousness and awareness and you live along with it, why cannot you have the knowledge of God in the same way? Sri Ramakrishna could say that, of course, because he is to live that way. It was his experience. He was living with God alive. It was not his hallucinations or imaginations. So, though there is the peak experience in spiritual life, it seems, it appears, there is nothing higher than that. But there is something after that, people which consolidates it. Like with lot of effort, you want to go to Kashmir and you have gone to Kashmir. So this journey ended there after going to Kashmir. So to say, you do not go further more or further higher or further on the road. You wanted to go to Kashmir, you have reached Kashmir Srinagar, so to say. Okay. But now, after reaching there, so have you attained everything? No. Actually starts from there, isn't it? Then you go along the sightseeing or different places you want to visit. You want to know from the tour guides and your friends, and you have list of things you want to see or experience. Swami Brahmanand ji said this in Sadhak Sadhana Siddhi, that is in Hindi and Marathi, and in Bengali Dharma Prasange Brahmananda, and in English the Eternal Companion. So now these 3 versions are slightly different from each other, because after all they are but mostly they are compilation of words of Swami Brahmanand Maharaj, Raja Maharaj. In that book, it comes at one place. And Maharaj says that this Dharma Jivan begins from the point of Samadhi. Samadhi is the door through which you enter into this Dharma Jivan. Now you put it spiritual life, religious life, whatever. The life of spiritual experiences. Samadhi is the door, Samadhi is not the end of it. Now the people who are seriously trying to pursue, seriously trying to do sadhana, whosoever, monastic or householder, young or old, men or women or whoever, now they can really correlate to this or they rather can appreciate this statement that Samadhi itself is a very far thing for ordinary people. Unimaginable. And Maharaj is saying that Samadhi is the beginning of the life of spiritual experiences. I have also quoted in this context the words of Swami Brahmanand ji in the last class, How he replied to Vijay Krishna Goswami, that when Vijay Krishna Goswami said that Thakur have given you everything, then why this so much tapasya? So he replied that to make it my own. So though it seems that Nirvikalpa Samadhi is the peak, the Everest of spiritual experiences, but still it remains to go around, to consolidate, so from person to person, that's why their exposition differs. How they laterally consolidate their experience, how they come down, how they go around. So what made me come to this point or talk on this subject is that when this word here used, Sangam Tyaktva Atma Shuddhaye. What is Atma Shuddhaye? Purifying, consolidating, crystallizing that realization, living that realization. As Sri Ramakrishna put it, it is one thing to hear about milk, another thing to see it, and still it is another thing to drink it and get strength from it. That some people have heard about Varanasi and some have seen it, and there are still other people who live in the Varanasi. They know every nook and corner and a small lane and by-lanes of that place, Varanasi. How they talk about Varanasi, naturally these people will be different. So Sri Ramakrishna is trying to point out the stages of people's realization. The people who just merely talk out of intellectual curiosity, after reading, etc., after knowing, hearing, his words will certainly differ from the person who is doing sadhana to realize them. And still again, the weight, the candor, the feel, the touch, the depth of the person who have realized that truth will be entirely something else. So, Atma Shuddhaya, this is the meaning we must draw, we must infer. Now, this is the person, now this Atma Shuddhaya, this person, he is doing after realizing, after perfecting his karma yoga, he is still doing yogina karma kurvanti. He is still doing karma. Yogi, he is yogi. He has realized, and to perfect his perfection, to perfect his realization, he is still going on doing work. Yogina karma kurvanti. And then this, in the 12th verse, this word comes naishtikim, nishtha, and from that, which is of the born out of this nishtha, naishtikim. Then this word, these words are used, shantim apnoti naishtikim. This yuktaha, this person, he is yukta with that yoga yuktaha. He has perfected that. Of prolonged sadhana, this idea which he understood, which he was convinced of, he practiced it. Then again, yukta karma phalam tyaktva shantim apnoti naishtikim. So this person attains this pure, this solid peace, shantim apnoti, he attains that peace, naishtikim, born out of that nishtha. That nishtha to this practice of yoga, even after realizing, he was going on practicing that. Karma phalam tyaktva, sangam tyaktva. And on the other hand, so the people, how to differ a true yogi from the not true yogi. So he attains this peace, and the other person who is not perfect, pushed by his desires, motivated by his desires, he get trapped in the fruits of actions. He get attached to fruits and get trapped. Saktah. This ayuktah, saktah. The one who is not perfected. Ayuktah. Ayoga yuktah. That is the meaning. And that's why, because he is not yoga yuktah, he is not able to give up all his attachment. Sangam tyaktva, which is again and again said here. So, phale karma phalam tyaktva, in this word, in this verse, 12th verse which is used. So, phale sakto nibadyate. So, phale sangam atyaktva. This ayoga yukta purusha kamakarena, due to the reason of his desires. Phale saktah nibadyate. He gets trapped, he gets bound. So this is the 12th verse. Until this we have seen, and we have again discussed them in this class. So the next verse, what is saying? Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadware pure dehi naiva kurvan na karayan. So again, particularly Bhagavan has said, manasa sanyasyaste. Manasa sanyasyaste means by giving up, means sanyasya here means which he has given up. But how? By manasa. That means kayena manasa buddhya kevalai irindriye rupi yogina karma kurvanti. He is doing, he still continue to do all his actions, his duties, what set of circumstances might have brought to him. He is continuing to do his duties. Manasa sanyasyaste means by giving up. Manasa by mind, through manaha. This is in the third case. In the case of instrument, this is used. Manasa. So, through his mind, he has given up. He is harboring no attachment, no desire of the fruits of whatever action he is doing as his responsibility or duty as situation might have brought to him. Manasa sanyasyaste. And another two adjectives are used, sukham and vashi. He is happy because he has attained that nashtikim shantim. He is happy. Sukham. And another adjective is used, which is vashi. That is his yati. That he has controlled his mind, indriyas. Vashi. Atma vashi. He has controlled himself. They are not out of his bounds. He is master of them. And thus he is doing all his karma, sarva karmani. Now this is the characteristic of the yogi. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi. And to this person, where is his consciousness? So navadware pure dehi. This navadwara pura is our sharira. Dwara is like openings. They are referred to as our indriyas, like eyes and ears, nostrils or mouth. So Navadvare Pure. So this body is referred like a city of 9 doors, 9 gates. So meaning that Navadvare Pure means in this body, in this Deha, there is Dehi. And that he is doing all his actions, and with this constantly this burning awareness is there, that Dehi, within the Deha, na eva kurvan, it is not doing anything. We are only Deha, there is no consciousness of Dehi. So that knowledge is ever bright, is never clouded, is never obscure, hindered, that is bright. This knowledge in this yogi, that Dehi, in this, within this Deha, naiva kurvan, that not, it is not doing anything, na karayan, not also it is causing anything to happen. It is neither cause, neither it is subject. It is not karta or karan. Both that Dehi, that consciousness, it is not that. So that steady awareness is there in that person. So this body is acting, Deha is acting, Buddhi is acting, Manas is acting, Indriyas are acting. But within this Deha, there is Dehi. And it is neither acting nor it is becoming any cause of any action, or making something happen, or making some action to take place, causing any action. It is involved, it is not involved in any way. So this what we see, that Bhagwan, which he has started, this reference to word Dehi, which we find in Sankhya Yoga in the 2nd chapter, when Bhagwan has started speaking, he is again coming round to the same idea. So what we see here, how this Jnana Yoga is very well ingrained and integrated in Karma Yoga. Without that, it is not possible. So he is not talking about two different things. He is only talking from two different standpoints. There is only one thing. So there is, when he is not talking two things, there is no, so to say, supposed to be any contradiction. But Arjuna is getting them. So, to clarify again, so we will see that, so in the remaining verses, how Bhagwan Sri Krishna, a master philosopher here, he consolidates his position of the various statements he have made, and they will also allude to his earlier statements, and it will, as soon as we read the verse, it will instantly remind us of his earlier utterances. So in this 13th verse, so that person still continue to engage, to discharge his responsibilities, and with that bright awareness within himself, that the Dehi naiva kurvan na karayan. Now, this again, so this 14th verse is of my very 14th and 15th verse, one of my most favorite verses, one of the very favorite verses of Srimad Bhagvad Gita. And you will find this verse on my WhatsApp status. that in that I think picture or something I have put this verse. So what does this verse say? I feel this is one of the greatest statement, the most bold statement, if ever any religious person in person-centric religion, if anybody has ever made. Now what does it say? The 14th verse for you. Na kartrutvam na karmani lokasya srujati prabhu na karma phala sanyogam swabhavastu pravartate. This is that verse. And what does it say? It simply says that neither kartrutvam lokasya for the people. This is sixth case which shows the relation lokasya sambandhe shashti. So a persons or of different persons, their kartrutvam, that what they are doing, this Prabhu. So the idea of doership, karta, kartrutvam, the idea of doership, and nor what is being done, karmani, the actions themselves. This is not created by God, Prabhu. That how I act and whatever I have, however I have acted, is not the responsibility of the God. God is not cause in any of these things. Na kartrutvam, we again and again we say na, that Thakurer Ichha, the will of God. That, oh Bhagwan, why you are doing this to me? Karmani, whatever I have done, whatever it comes, it also means karma phalani also. Karma always, they will go with these two things, karma and karma phala. So, not only karma, what I am doing, but what karma phala are coming to me. They are not creation of God. Na srujati prabhu. Prabhu has not done its srujana, its srishti. He is not the creator of that. Neither my kartrutvam, that how I am doing these things. The force, the will, or whatever is required. When I am the karta, that kartrutvam is not created by God. Neither I being the karta, whatever I have done, it is also not his creation. Na kartrutvam na karmani lokasya srujati prabhu. And this is the first line. In the second line, again the third thing he had said, na karma phala sanyogam. That I am now karta, there are karmas, and now it's karma phala. They should come back to me. So when and how they come back, sanyoga, its timing is very important. Isn't it? Some people, they do hard work, but in time they do not get fruit. And some people, so they do all the time bad work, and sometimes their bad karma catches them in such a nick of time. Then everybody says, what a timing God. So this karma phala sanyogam also is not controlled, created by God. Na karma phala sanyogam. He does not do this. We all the time, because devotees, who are, they practice their religion. This is when while surrendering their all actions to God, this life, these oddities of life, thick and thins of life, when we try to surrender and try to surrender to God, and we try to live our this life, so how do we surrender? And this is very basic general idea that God is doing everything, God is doing for the good of everyone. And here Bhagavan is saying that I am not responsible for any of these three. Your kartrutvam, your doership, your deeds, or fruits thereof. Or when you meet your fruits, when and where this karta meet its fruits, the fruits of its actions. This is the karma phala sanyogam. I am not responsible for this. I am not creating, I am not controlling, I am not doing this. Because he is naiva kurvan na karayan. He is not causing that. And in the last charan of this verse, he said, Swabhavaha tu, but Swabhavaha, the Prakruti. Swabhava is Prakruti. Swabhava, Atma Bhava, they are like performing pravartate. They are as if rolling according to their own nature. Pravartate. Go forward or move along. Their movements, I am not controlling their movements. Swabhavaha, Atma Bhavaha, by their own nature, they are moving. And every deed meet its fruits accordingly. So this is the great verse. Means one should contemplate, and one should contemplate its implication, its relevance in our life. So I find this verse one of the very great statement, one of the very bold statement in any person-centric religious literature, if any prophet has ever made, that I do not do anything. Which prophet has ever said that I am not responsible for anything you do? Nobody has said that. That you are going to enjoy or suffer on your own account. I am not responsible for it. This is naked truth. Who has ever dared to say this? So that's why I find this. So far I have never come across any, forget about any in Abrahamic or Semitic religious text. I do not find something in Hindu religious text similar to the, maybe in Bhagavata I do not know, because Bhagavata is a very rich text and it has a very prolific statements from all context, from the perspective of bhakti or jnana in both ways. But I am not a very learned student of Bhagavata. But this I find is something astounding. The God himself is saying, I am not responsible for your deeds, your doership, or the fruits thereof. So, the 15th verse is just the extension of this verse. We can touch this and we can discuss again in the next class. That na adatte. Datte means giving, adatte means taking. So, no adatte, not taking, kasyachit papam, whosoever papam, sins, he does not take. Nachaiva sukrutam vibhu, that vibhu, Paramatma, Ishvara, he does not take anybody's sins or his punya karmas, virtues. Sukrutam or dushkrutam. Papam is dushkrutam. Sukrutam is punya or papa. He does not give or take that. And ajnanena avrutam jnanam. So this ajnana, this ignorance is covering that knowledge. And this ignorance is thus moving all jantavaha. Jantu, whoever has taken janma, they are jantuhu, all jivas. They are jantuhu, we are all jantu. Which whatever is born, that is jantu, and in plural, that is jantavaha. So all jantu, all jivas are thus moved, pushed by this ignorance, motivated, propelled by this ignorance. He is not responsible for doership. Your deeds are communion with the fruits of your deeds. You are meeting with the fruits of your deeds. Neither he accepts, neither he take away your sins or your punya karma, sukrutam. But the truth is covered, is shrouded by this ignorance. And thus all jantas, all jivas, all born beings are moved around by this ignorance. This is the 15th verse. So, please give this time to contemplate on these two verses. And we will continue the discussion on these ideas expressed here in this 5th chapter in our next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.